I think that everybody's seen the boxing last night, haven't they? As far as I'm concerned, it was utter rhubarb. It was. How are they getting away with that? How can you get away with what they've just served up? It was shocking. It was total, utter shocking. There's no other words can describe it. What 20 quid for that. So let's start back at the beginning. Let's go back to where it all started. David Haye against Tony Bellew. Right, we've got David Haye. He was a superstar, wasn't he? But he was a superstar 10 years ago. You know, when he beat Mormac, wasn't it? Well, probably 11 years ago. I think he beat Mormac about 11 years ago. Now, he beat Macaronelli 10 years ago. 10 years. Now, yet again we've got blown away by somebody's physique and how they look. Yeah, he looks well. But underneath, he's not well, is he? He's not well, he's breaking down all the time. Shoulder, Achilles, you know, his bicep problem. He had a knee problem, back problem, you name it, he's had it, and it's all caught up with him. And that's why Shane McGuigan couldn't work with him, because he couldn't train how he wanted to train. It's all caught up with him. But he's actually come back. David Haye's come back and he's actually conned us. He had me fooled, because I look at Bellew's record and I don't see any names on it that stand out. I always look to see what former champions they've beat, or current world champions. Now, I'm very critical of Tony Bellew, but he's a very shrewd man. You've got to give him his dues. He's got himself into a position, he's worked his way by hook or crook. He's got a young family to feed, so you've got to take your hat off to him. I'm not a fan of his, and I'm certainly not a fan of his trainer, but his trainer can put a good game plan together. Now, his trainer knows what he's on with. But the guys that Bellew's fighting, they're not 50-50 fights, are they? Who's he fought? Who's a 50-50? Give me a 50-50 fight on Bellew's record. Can you tell me a 50-50 fight? Because I can't find a 50-50 guy. Cleverly, he took Cleverly up 25 pounds to cruiserweight when Cleverly had been flogged by Kovalev. So that's not a 50-50. The first David Haye fight, David Haye was what, 5 years out at ring, wasn't he? He'd had 4 minutes in 5 years, so you can't really tell much from that. They say David Haye had a full camp, and I've seen Bellew on Sky today, he's saying nobody dare utter David Haye's name, nobody want to mention his name, he's the bogeyman, he's this, he's that. Look, they're going to say David Haye's pound for pound biggest puncher in the world, aren't they, the day after? But the press all know, didn't they? Now, I'm going to call it the greatest con since the Great Train Robbery, because I'm a big fan of Great Train Robbery. When I was in prison I read all the books, you know, Tommy Wispy, Bruce Reynolds, Ronnie Biggs, I've read all about them, all them boys, I've read all the books, Great Train Robbery. I'm also a big fan of the Wembley Bank Robbers and the Hole in the Wall Gang. I've read all them books, and this ranks up there with one of the greatest cons ever. And the greatest con is still being told. We've just had the Haye Bellew con, the Joshua con is still going on, isn't it? But you people keep buying these £20 pay-per-views, don't you? And then people are complaining to me in direct messages. There's people in boxing, right? My phone has been red hot this morning. People in boxing who and in the media who don't want to say anything. They don't say anything because they need it for their livelihoods. Now I know local press guys around here. I know one guy in particular who was at that post-fight press conference last night, and the whisper amongst them all, they're all scared to death because you'll end up losing your press pass. Now they need it for their livelihoods, but this is a question from Rico. He's my partner at lead bottom dash right. Now he works in City in London. He's got a great job. He works in marketing. He does write columns for, you know, Andy, Martin and Terry from the New Age Pod. He writes articles for those boys, and he's quite in demand. He does press releases for Dennis Hobson, and because I can't do them because I'm thick. So he helps us out. He doesn't take a penny, just like me. And Rico has asked me these few questions. 2 seconds, I'll just get them. Right, this is from Rico. Right. Russ, can you ask these the next time you do a video? Do promoters have a responsibility, right, to the fans and the broadcaster to deliver quality? Now, yeah, I think that Eddie Hearn has a responsibility to the fans, and so do Sky, his broadcaster. But Sky have allowed that last night. They have allowed it to be put on. Now you go through that, go through the list of fighters, and they've allowed that. Now, for example, you've got who makes these decisions? Well, I'm going to tell you who makes these decisions. You've got Eddie Hearn and his old man Bazza. They sit in an office in Mascal's in Essex, in Brentwood, a right nice area. They used to live there. They sit there and they get these ideas. They then sit down with Barney Francis and Adam Mr. Bean Smith. You know who Adam Smith is, don't you? AKA Mr. Bean. So I'm going to call him Mr. Bean. They call Shelley Finkel Shirley Winkle. I'm going to call Adam Smith Mr. Bean. So you've got Bazza, he's at the top, he runs it, he's the godfather. And you've got Eduardo, and then you've got Mr. Bean, right? And then you've got Barney Rubble. Now, people call him Barney Francis, don't they? Dennis calls him Barry Francis. I call him Barney Rubble. So the godfather, he calls Eddie up to office. So Eduardo goes up and he says, right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do Haye Bellew. You get out and sell it. Eduardo then treks all the way into London. He goes and sees Mr. Bean and Barney Rubble. Now they all have a sit down, and after that meeting, Eduardo and Mr. Bean will sit with Johnny Nelson, aka the company man. So the company man, Mr. Bean and Eduardo will all sit together and they'll discuss, right, what they're going to do. Now, the company man will then speak to Spencer Fearon, and Eduardo will speak to Coogan from IFL, and they'll tell them to get the word out about this fight. And it sort of spreads like a cancer. Coogie Bear will go work on all the boxers who are on the show, he'll interview them all. They won't do anything for the smaller shows round here, you know, like the other guys do, you know, the lads from Fight Talk, Craig and people like that, you know, Ingram Jones, people like them, you know, good boxing people. They do all small shows, but Coogie Bear will spread the gospel through IFL to all the boxers on the show, and he'll tell Phelps, you know, Michelle Phelps, hi Fight fans, she'll spread the gospel as well. Now they'll spread it amongst the masses and get it out there. That's called social media, that's called good promoting. So once they've got that out there, it'll stick in everybody's mind, and they'll keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. For example, let me just check my tip. For example, right, I'll just put a new tip on this cue. Now what I'll do, I'll go out and I'll pop 500 balls, right, over 2 sessions. One after one after one. I'll keep spotting them up and keep potting them. What goes first is my concentration before the tip. But eventually it becomes second nature to me. So do you know when I'm on a pink and it's a black straight after, I just know to roll the pink in and roll the cue ball forward. It becomes instinctive in my head. And it's the same sort of thing with these shows with Matchroom. Eventually we'll say, oh, Bellew Haye is a crap fight. But as they keep chipping away and chipping away at us, I'll genuinely think, and I got fooled this time and other people will, and we'll think, do you know what? David Haye's got a chance here. Coogan, IFL, Michelle Phelps, behind the gloves. They're just pawns in a little game, same as we all are. Those sort of people and the press people from the Daily Star, and then you've got the Andy Scott from Sky, they'll keep interviewing David Haye and Bellew all the time. So every time you're watching a football match on Sky, you'll see Haye Bellew, £19.95, and then you'll see Haye doing his interviews, you'll see Bellew doing his interviews, and it keeps going on and on, and it becomes ingrained in our skull, in our brains, and in our skulls. Till eventually we think, do you know what? David Haye could actually do this. But when you break it down, when you look at the simplistics of it, you know where did I get that word from? David Haye's not beaten BoxRec top 10 in 9 years. 9 years since he beat Bellew. After that, you're looking at 11 years since Mormac, or 10 years 2 months. Over 10 years since Endo Macronelli. Since then he's probably had about 7 pay-per-views and a couple of Dave channel fights where he knocked bums out for £1 million ago. Now as far as I'm concerned, they've all sat down. You've got Eddie Hearn, Johnny Nelson, all of them all sat down. Somebody said, let's put Haye Bellew on. Let's have a vote. People have actually seconded it and then they've had a vote. So somebody at Sky has said, yeah, that's a good fight. Should we have hands? They've all gone like that, they've all put their hands up. And that's it. They've all put their hands up and they've all agreed. Then you've got people like Spencer Fearon and people like that and Johnny Nelson. They're just pawns, aren't they? You know, they're just going to go around and tell everybody that it's a great fight and David Haye's, you know, the power is the last thing to go. And you know, if he catches Tony Bellew, blah blah, he couldn't even hit him. He couldn't even hit him. It was that bad. His timing was shocking. Tell me one person that you know who sparred David Haye in this camp. One person that he's sparred to get £4 million. So he's had £8 million off 2 fights. You tell me one person that he has sparred. Because I'm telling you now, I don't know one person. Not one person. Not one person has he sparred. Now the odds on the undercard fighters, 1 to 1, 50 to 1 on. So you've got to put 50 quid on to win one. 100 to 1 on. 150 to 1. A 180 to 1. A 200 to 1. And then you've got all them fights. Yeah, Martin J. Ward against that other guy. That would be an even fight. Ryder against Jamie Cox. Who has Jamie Cox beat? Who is Jamie Cox's best win? Who? Who? Who's John Ryder's best win? You'd have to say Nielsen, wouldn't you? But Abraham's just beat him, hasn't he? If my memory serves me correct, I might be wrong. But Jamie Cox shouldn't have even been in the WBSS tournament, should he? On what win got Jamie Cox into that tournament? What win said Jamie Cox deserves to be in that tournament? Because he's a good looking kid? Because he's an Eddie Hearn fighter? How did he deserve to be in that tournament? What's his best win? Lewis Taylor used to be Dennis's fighter. Now I know Lewis Taylor, he's a clothes model. He models clothes and Calvin Klein underwear. He will come into the end of his career. Lewis is a middleweight fighting at super middle. Now Lewis is English level, right? He's 4 foot British, but Tommy Langford beat Lewis. Tommy Langford beat him, if my memory serves me correct. Now, I might be wrong on that though, but Who is Lewis's best win? Who's Cox's best win? Lewis Taylor. Who's Ryder's best win? You have to say Nielsen or Abraham, I think it should be. Now that I tip Ryder to beat Cox. I think he's got a bit of something about him. But at the best, he's a good British level fighter. He's not Euro level, and he's not world level, is he, John Ryder? But he's likeable. He comes on the Steve Welling, an Aussie, Andy Patterson, and Tommy the Guru Allen. He comes on their podcast, doesn't he? But John Ryder's not world level, is he? Right, Jamie Cox is not world level. Just because he fought for a world title against Groves, it doesn't mean he's world level. Paul Smith's fought 6 former world champions, or current world champions, or future world champions. He had 6 losses against them. Does it mean he's world class? No, it doesn't. Paul Smith's barely British level. He beat Tony Dodson, that's his best win. If Callum Smith weren't his brother, you wouldn't say he beat Callum, would you? And Callum's Euro level at best. So as far as I'm concerned, Sky have done it again, but I said they'd do it, didn't I? Before the fight, I said, how's this pay-per-view? How has it got to be pay-per-view, this? It's because somebody upstairs has said, yeah, that's pay-per-view. Then they just get the Sky machine behind it, and everybody buys into it. It was shocking. Now they've got a responsibility now, Sky, to the fans and sort of Matchroom, but sooner or later, these guys, these next gen guys, Boazzi and people like that, and Conor Benner fighting, sooner or later these guys, Josh Kelly, the guy he's fighting next, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt, and what's going to happen then? Now we all know what happened when Michael Watson got hurt, don't we? We all know what happened then, don't we, with Matchroom. We all know what Matchroom did. Now, I mean, it's so fake. You've got Haye and Bellew. Now, they carried off like they did through the presser, and then the mates at end. Eh? Who's to say David Haye's not going to come back and fight 4 or 5 guys and very low key and get a good ranking and then come after him again once he gets into a groove? I mean, it's quite feasible he could do that again. But after David Haye's mess about with Tyson Fury, where he pulled out of 2 fights, and he said he'd never fight again, for him to be a few years down the line, how on earth can he, 4.5 years down the line since then, he's had 2 Sky pay-per-views within 4.5 years of pulling out of the Tyson Fury fight. He pulled out twice. Within 4.5 years, he's had 2 Sky pay-per-views and banked 2 big fat checks. After everything that was said, after them 2 pullouts with Tyson Fury, where Tyson and Peter and that were flying to Holland on private jets and that, thinking, oh well, we'll get it all back when we fight. Well, they never fought, did they? 2 times. It's a disgrace. And Dillian White and Joshua, they never hugged after they fought, did they? So you've got to give Dillian White his due. He's got some respect, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? But guys are just coming to get battered, aren't they? They're coming to get battered. It's shocking. You've got Olympians battering. Shocking, man. They're battering journeymen, and that last night. How can they? What spin are they going to put on that now? What spin can they put on that now at Sky? That is shocking. David Haye was shocking. He might have looked the part in the mirror, and Tony Bellew coming out with David Haye's a bogeyman and biggest puncher in boxing and blah de blah and Powers last thing to go. Do me a favour. Ernie Shavers is still alive. He's the hardest puncher ever. Are you going to get him fighting? Because he's still got his power tone. Come on. Tony Bellew has done very well to say his best 3 wins are 2 David Haye's shot and a shot cleverly dragged up to cruiserweight. That's it. 3 wins over former world champions. Not a belt on the line in any of them pay-per-views. I don't mean to take a piss on it, but I've just seen, but that was shocking, man, last night. Totally shocking. And people actually believed it, and I actually sort of thought Haye had a chance. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. What can you do? What can you do, eh? What can you do, eh? Unbelievable, isn't it? I can't believe. Can't believe for 1 minute we actually fell for it. But Boatsy, Ben, who are they fighting? Them guys. Next gen. Matchroom have got a responsibility, we all know that, the odds and that. Pay-per-view, they put pay-per-view up £3, didn't they? How can you put pay-per-view up £3 for a fight 14 months down the line that were a stink at first time? You get to put pay-per-view up £3. 17 quid it was last time. The tickets, 440 for the row that my mate sat on. That's how much he paid last time. He got the same seat as before, £495. That's before booking fees. So that, what's that, 11–12%? Unbelievable. Then you've got the the after party. Now I've got a couple of friends who went to it, and it turns out that Eddie Hearn with Eddie Hearn. Oh, he's been keeping in touch with Virgil Hunter. Well, that's good, that, because Virgil's not been very well. But it looks like they're going to go for Andre Ward, so I'm going to give you an exclusive. Now, before we go through Bellew's options, but I think they're going for Ward. He's kept in touch with Virgil Hunter. How are you doing, Virgil? Are you alright? I hope you're feeling better. Oh, by the way, does Ward want to fight Bellew? Well, Bellew will fight Ward, won't he? Dre. He calls him Dre, doesn't he? Now, he says he don't want to fight his close mates, because Joshua's his close mate, don't want to fight him. But he'll fight washed up David Haye. But he don't want to fight Joshua, who's £30 heavier and 3 inches taller. So I can understand that. But he don't want to fight Wilder, who weighs less than Haye, but he's 4 inches taller than Bellew. So he don't want to fight Wilder, don't want to fight Joshua, but he wants to fight Tyson Fury. But he wants to fight Andre Ward. Well, he probably will fight Andre Ward. He's not fought in a year. By the time we get to October, he'll have been out at ring 16–17 months, won't he, Ward? So Tony Bellew will probably fight Ward, and if he gets beat, he can say, well, he's best fighter in the world, Andre Ward. David Haye's best fighter in the world yesterday, now Andre Ward's the best fighter. So they'll go to Sky with that. Barney Francis says yes. He tells Adam, Mr. Bean Smith tells Johnny Nelson, he tells Spencer Fearon, they tell IFL behind the gloves, and on and on and on it all goes again. The big hype machine, and they keep feeding us and feeding us and feeding us. And people keep falling for it and falling for it and falling for it. And when is enough going to be enough? How many more times can they get away with this? How many more times? How many? Why are people not doing something about it? Why is Ofcom or whoever they are, why are they not doing something about it? It's a fucking joke. Excuse my English, but it's a joke. Nobody's doing anything about it. They're just all putting their heads in the sand and hoping it goes away. It's total and utter embarrassment. It's about time that somebody stood up to Sky and said, look, enough is enough. Because that last night, it was another David Haye against Audley Harrison, wasn't it? Only this time, David Haye was in the role of Audley Harrison. David Haye was in the role of Audley Harrison, wasn't he? That's what's happened, basically. David Haye, he's played Audley Harrison, and Bellew, he was David Haye, wasn't he? In the Haye-Harrison fight. Now, if you remember, they never had a pay-per-view in England for 3 years after that. In that 3-year period, Carl Froch fought a death row killers, fighters, one after the other, and all the Super 6, or after the Super 6, were it? Or during the Super 6. Either way, Carl Froch, right? Carl Froch fought loads of top guys. They couldn't even put Ward Froch or Butte Froch on Sky. Unbelievable! On Sky pay-per-view, sorry. Yeah, Butte, who was everybody knew him as regarded the main man at 168. Butte, it's okay. You and Froch can fight on Sky, but not on pay-per-view. Totally and utterly shocking. And people keep getting away with it. But let's look at who Bellew is going to fight next. Is he going to fight Joshua? He says he won't, because AJ is his friend. You don't fight friends. But he'll fight Andre Ward. Dillian Whyte, would he fight Dillian Whyte? Yes, but he said he won't fight Joshua because he's an heavyweight. And Wilder, he don't want to fight Wilder, he's an heavyweight. Joshua's his friend. He'll fight Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte will fight him, and that's a pay-per-view. So you could put that second, couldn't you? Andre Ward, that's his first choice. Second will be Dillian Whyte. I don't think he'll want to fight Ersk. I don't think he'll want to go near the winner of that tournament unless Ward is a no-go and Dillian Whyte is a no-go. He'll want to keep it going. He'll probably have a fourth fight. If it's Dillian Whyte, it'll be a fourth pay-per-view with no belt on line. So Tony Bellew is then going to be known as a pay-per-view fighter, isn't he? Well, he keeps telling us he is. You've got to give it to Tony Bellew. He's the biggest criminal in Liverpool. Well done, Tony, because you've done it without getting arrested and it's legal. I never thought of that myself. All them years in prison I was thinking I'd get a few quid. And Tony Bellew's got the blueprint. You just pal Eddie Earn, don't you? Send him Christmas cards. Unbelievable. What I saw last night, it's a disgrace. Tyson Fury, well, he's with Frank Warren, and Tony says he don't want to work with Fish Eyes Frank. So that fight's going to be hard to make unless Tony's money was in an escrow or Tyson came over to fight on Sky, and I very much doubt that. So I think Tony Bellew's, I don't think they'll fight yet unless Tyson leaves Frank and he goes over to Sky. That's the only time that'll happen. So, but he's got a multi-fight deal with Frank, but it's all shrouded in mystery, that, isn't it? So remains to be seen, doesn't it? Remains to be seen. But Bellew against Dillian Whyte and Bellew against Ward. I can see them two fights happening. But if Whyte loses to Bellew, where does he go? And I could see Bellew beating Whyte, to be honest. Whyte's dreams are gone then. He's hanging on for an AJ fight, so Dillian Whyte's not going to risk it unless he gets AJ. But if he fights Pulev, Dillian Whyte could get beat, couldn't he? So we'll see. But Dillian Whyte, who's he fighting? He went distance with Dave Allen, didn't he? And Ian Lewinson and Helenius. Yeah, he stopped Big Daddy Brown, but I think Big Daddy Brown had got old overnight, and he's in that 2-year period. So it remains to be seen what's going to happen, but shocking from Sky. Totally and utterly shocking. And you know, there were loads of empty seats there as well, so it just shows you that people are starting to say, do you know what, we've had enough of this. They've had enough. That's probably where the push came into it. If Eddie Earn turns around and says, flip a table or do a push and I'll take care of Boxing Board of Control, but we need to start hyping it. So that's what happens. I could go on all day about what goes on behind the scenes, but what you've got in boxing is, I have boxers all the time, I speak to them all the time, and they tend to be a bit like that with me because I always tell it straight. A boxer will, it's like everybody's working for somebody but they don't get paid. Everybody's working for this big tarmacking guy, he's called Eddie Earn. He's the man at the top and everybody else are tarmackers. The boxers are tarmackers, and I'm like a supervisor. I just sit down and watch because I'm on piecework, but I don't want to do anything, so I don't need anything. But these boxers, they need something. I'm not going to mention names, but boxers will say one thing on Twitter, and then they'll say totally opposite, something else, like to me. And that's it. And these boxers, you know, they have other accounts, because the boxer checks his Twitter every 2 minutes, you know. He knows what's going on. Any articles, they cut them out, pin them on the wall, or put them in a scrapbook. They know everything that's said about them. They've got very fragile, they're very, very fragile people, boxers. Now, but they have to be given respect. But you go to a show, and I sense tension all the time. I see it between people. But they know they can't do anything because they've got like a license, so they're not going to fight. But they want to say something, but they don't, do they? Because they know that they want to work with that person down the line. Now I know boxers who phone me and text me and tweet me and DM me and email me, and they know that this yesterday was a load of shite. It was a shite feast. They know that, but they don't say it. They know, and they cringe about it. And they bitch about it, but they're not going to say a word. Because they want to work with these people. They want to work with them. It's like me, I get told off Dennis. Oh, don't say that on Twitter, we might need to work with them down the line. I said no. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it. If you don't want to work with me then, don't work with me. You don't put no food on my table. You don't pay me a wage. It's my opinion, and I'm going to say my opinion. Now me and Dennis, we're always going to be mates. No matter what, we're like that. So he gets married in January, so my daughter's a bridesmaid at his wedding, so we're always going to be like that, aren't we? Always. But in boxing, we're always going to be, he's got his opinion, I've got my opinion, but I am not a yes man. And people either like me or lump it. They can like me or lump me, I'm not fucking bothered. I'm like Marmite. But I will not cower down to this Matchroom load of crap. What we're seeing. Nah, Dennis knows that were crap yesterday. I know it were crap, definitely. People in boxing know it were crap. But how many boxing media guys, and I know a few when you watch my videos, how many boxing media guys went to that post-fight press conference last night? Ron Lewis, Jeff Powell, Gareth Davis. How many of them big free hitters there actually sat and asked Eddie Hearn, what the fuck was that you have just served up? What were it? What were that? What were that they served up last night? Come on, what were it? They can't serve that up, come on. They can't keep doing this, can they? Hey, they can't keep serving up crap like that. It's terrible, isn't it? That's terrible. That's terrible last night. And everybody knows they're all in on it. They were all in on it. All the lot of them were in on it. It's unbelievable. And they're getting away with it. And it's now become saturated. They were going to be picking and choosing when Froch brought pay-per-view back. Oh, that's pay-per-view. Oh, that ain't. Froch Bute's not pay-per-view. But yet they considered Youssef Mack against Froch pay-per-view because he beat Bute in such emphatic fashion. They nearly put Froch against Youssef Mack pay-per-view. And then they said, now we're going to, well, we'll leave it, but Kessler won after us, definitely. So Carl had that carrot dangled that he had to beat Youssef Mack to get to the pay-per-view. His first pay-per-view fight, 36-year-old against Kessler, was he? 36 then? 2012? Well, it's 77, 35 he was, 35, nearly 36. He had to wait till he was nearly 36 to get a pay-per-view. Bellew's had 3 pay-per-views. What is he, 34? Unbelievable. David Haye was the same age as Muhammad Ali when he fought Larry Holmes last night. That's just shocking. Totally and utterly shocking. And people actually bought it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe what I saw. I can't believe what I saw last night. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. Phew. Phew. Can't believe it. I'm fuming. I've got that much energy this morning. I can't believe it. I can't believe what I saw. And people are actually getting away with it. Unbelievable. I swear to God, honestly. I wish I were in Eddie Hearn's gang. Now, I just think that people need to have a good, long, hard look at themselves, at Sky, and say, what are we doing here to fans? What are we doing? I mean, it's just so wrong. It's just so wrong. Like I said, they're getting away with it. They're actually getting away with it. Unbelievable. It's just not right. It's just not right, and something needs to be done about it, doesn't it? Something's got to be done, because anyway, that's the Matchroom show over now. You know my opinion on what happened. It's a con. People need they need this 50 kilo I've just been benching here, 2 15s and an Olympic bar. They need that pressing down on the Adam's apple. Torturing. But now, seriously, they don't need torturing, but they need something. They need something. Something's got to be done about these pay-per-view shows now, because how many pay-per-views have been good recently? You've had Vladimir against Joshua, that were good, wasn't it? Undercard were terrible, but that were good, wasn't it? Then you've got what? Parker fight, terrible. Takam, come on. Takam, do me a favour. How's Takam pay-per-view? What's Parker's best win? His best win, he got beat against Huey, but they give him nod, didn't they? Shocking, shocking. And there's some people in media that were so frightened to ask him. I mean, that guy I spoke to this morning, he said, well, he spoke to Anthony Lever, and Anthony Lever, he's worked for Matchroom. He said, oh, you need to watch what you're saying. They daren't say a word. I dare say something. If I've got something to say, I'll say it. Nobody pays me. And if they were paying me, I'd still say it. You can't... I'm one of them people, I prefer to be a boxing truther. That's what you could call me. I just tell truth. Do you know what I mean? I just tell it as I see it. I swear to God, and I'll never change me. I ain't changing for nobody. Nobody's going to change me. But a nice cold bottle of beer, Sadler's, £1.49. Hop bomb. Not a bad beer, to be honest. I'm thinking about brewing my own. I like real ale. If it's been in the fridge and it's cold, ice cold, I don't mind it, but I just can't get over that show last night. And my friend, if you follow my friend at Bespoke Kitchens, he's called Marnus Adams. His dad's Terry Adams, you know, from North London. He's a good friend of mine, Marnus. Now, he does kitchens for footballers and stuff like that. I think he's doing Joshua's, Anthony Joshua's. He's a boxer. I think he's doing his kitchen. Now, he's got a place in Leicester and one in... He's got a factory in Gibraltar. He's a right nice kid, Marnus. He had a £3,500 bet on David Haye last night. 3.5 grand. Now he's a really top kid. Now he put 3.5 grand on at 4 to 9. Couldn't believe it. 4 to 9. He's got to be sick as a dog. Sick as a dog he's got to be. 3.5 large. But I just hope he don't chasing his money today because he loves a bet. But if you need a kitchen done, at Bespoke Kitchens, get in touch with my friend Marnus. Proper nice kid. But yeah, we're nice to get up this morning. The usual DM messages from all my haters out there and fans. I know how Eddie Hearn feels when I used to terrorise him. But at least I've got a picture, haven't I? At least I'll put my picture on when I give my opinion. But shout out to kofficial.com. That's DOTCOM.com spelt dot. It's like sex lines. You phone them up and a lady will talk to you about anything you want, I think. Phone him up, it's a good company, he's a nice guy, he's done me sent me some hoodies, and they designed, I can't remember if I said now, they designed a Porky's Corner t-shirt with my face on it, with a gold chain, like my chain there, and I think it's got me on it, I'm not sure who else is on it, on like a front, and they're selling loads of them, and he said he's going to give me 50% of profit to put towards a charity of my choice. So I think we're going to put something, do something in Dennis's gym, like they do with Steffi Bulls down here. It's called the Mini Hitters. I think I'm going to set something up like that in the corner of Dennis's gym, and put some money into that or something. But you've got to sell them first, Danny. And I'm not really bothered about taking anything off him because I don't see. I'm not that way inclined, and I don't like handling money or anything like that. I see these people go around at boxing shows with these buckets. Nah. And I know what money they've took off it, and I know what they give to charity, and I always think, no, that's not me, that. You know, the guy who goes around at these shows with a bucket, and he knows who he is, and I know how many tickets he sold and what gets handed in. And trust me, charity begins at home with these people. So I don't like handling money or anything like that. So, but I'll talk to Paul from K Official when I see him. I'm going to see him in next probably 6 weeks or something. In 6 week holidays when kids are off school. I'm going to go see him and have a couple of days with him in Chester, I think he lives at. So Paul, thanks for the offer. I'm going to come and see you, and I'll take you out for a beer. We'll leave your Mrs. Ems. We'll leave her in the house. You can cook us a curry or something. And I'll take you out for a beer down Chester. But yeah, so I'm just fuming over the fight last night. I'm disappointed, very disappointed. I watched it on a stream that my mate sent me. Cheers for the stream. But how many more pay-per-view shows can Eddie Hearn dig up? What next? I see that article on Sky by Adam Smith where he says that he wants Kell Brook to fight Amir Khan. Now I've heard the latest is they're going to propose a 2-fight deal, £147 and then 154. So they fight at one, which suits Amir, then they fight at the other one. So maybe Amir will get paid for the first one, beat Kell, and then he'll be drawn in by the fat check and thinking I can get that again. So that's just boxing, isn't it? It's a sport that's not governed. Some of the fights, I sometimes wonder if I want to be a part of it. If I want to be a part of it, sometimes wonder if I want to hang about. Some of the things that I see are just, and it's not just stuff I see in Sheffield. I'm talking on telly. Do I want to be involved with stuff like that? Journeyman getting brought in to get battered, or fighters having a 4-round fight with somebody that's a move around, or a 6-round move around. What's all that about? 6-rounder, oh, it's a move around, but don't knock him out. What was a sparring session that people are coming to pay for? I don't want to be a part of crap like that. I want to see proper fights. I want to see Brook against Amir Khan at 147 pounds. Kell Brook's been a welterweight all his career. Now all of a sudden he wants to be a light middle. It were good enough to fight Errol Spence, wasn't it? Why did you fight Golovkin at 160 if you're a light middle then? Why go up 2 fights? Because it's money, innit? So money will make you fight at 160 and money will make you fight at 147, but really you're a 154. Come on. I want to see proper fights. I want to see Billy Joe fight Golovkin and school him. I want to see Kid Galahad against Frampton. I think Kid Galahad beats Frampton. I think he beats him. I think Kid Galahad beats him. Or his career's going to go stale. Where's Kid Galahad's career going? He's got all that talent. He's good enough to beat Frampton, him. I want to see proper fights. I want to see Liam Cameron against Jason Welburn for British and Commonwealth. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in July. Cameron Welburn in July. Unless Langford's got a rematch. But that's what I want to see. But so we'll see. But at the moment I'm just fuming over that last night. I'm really not happy. Not happy at all. Not happy at all. So how can you be happy after that? Jesus. Okay, that's perfect, isn't it? You've got to leave it to set though. I tried to play it after 24 hours and it come off, so I've had to get another. Chasing about for tips, man. But yes, which brings me on to Callum Johnson. Callum Johnson against, well, he's a proper guy, isn't he, Callum Johnson? You know, it's 8 years since he won the gold medal, and in that 8 years, he's not had that many fights, has he? But he's not had 20 fights. But he can punch, can't he? He can punch, and he's in with a shout against Beterbiev, but only a small shout. I would have liked to have seen Callum Johnson have I'd have liked to have seen him have a couple more fights, maybe fight Buglioni rematch, and maybe fight for European. That's what I would have liked to see. He's got British, he's got the Commonwealth. I'd have liked to see him get the European, because then something triggers, doesn't it, in your head. I've got the British, I've got the Commonwealth, I've got the European, now it's time to go for the world. But not only is he going for to fight a big puncher, he's going to fight a guy, you know, like a Julian Jackson, Gerald McClellan type, maybe a bigger puncher than them. Have you seen how Beterbiev, they call him? Have you seen how he walks people when he's close to them? He's brute force strong. Brute force strong. So we're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see what happens, but we're going to see. But yeah, I want to thank Paul at Haye Official for designing a Porky t-shirt. Good luck with him, mate. Good luck with him, and I look forward to getting me my hoodies off you soon. Good weather's here now, Paul, so I'm not going to need them now, am I, them hoodies? But they're doing an emblem, like a Porky's Corner emblem. It's like a picture of a pig with little writing, and it says Porky's Corner. It looks alright. He's a good guy, I can't wait to meet him. See, you meet some good people on Twitter. He's one of the best people I've met. I've met Rico Haye, the guy who edits the videos for me, and he helps out with press releases for Dennis. He's a good guy, Rico. You meet some good people, but in boxing it's very easy to fall out with people because people can get jealous when you work with certain people, so you've got to watch. I was in somebody's company the other day and this guy said to me, "Oh, you don't talk to him, do you?" I said, "Yeah." "Why?" He goes, "Oh, I don't like him." I goes, "Well, he's done nothing wrong to me. I've got people who I know and there's people they knock about with and I'm not keen on them." And it happens all the time, doesn't it? Look at Darren Barker. He's mates with David Haye and Carl Zaggy, and he's mates with Froch as well, close mates. Froch is mates with Barker and David Haye, but Carl don't get on with Carl Zaggy. So how do you think they feel when they're out in company? And if Amir Khan's sat there as well, Carl don't get on with Amir Khan, does he? But Carl Zaggy does. So it's not nice, is it? But that's just boxing, isn't it? As long as people conduct themselves, it's alright. Boxing's one of the only sports where people can have a discussion and say what they feel and know what happens. I'm of the personal opinion that I've been to a few shows that you've got to be yourself, haven't you? A boxer came up to me recently at a show and he said, "Oh, I didn't like what you said about me on Twitter." I said, "What did I say?" He said that you said, Porky, that so and so beats me easy. I said, "Well, he did, didn't he?" "Yeah, but you said that." I said, "Yeah, but when you say that you fancy a certain guy to beat a certain guy and it beats that certain guy, does it mean that you're a bad person?" Right? Because if it does, people like Bunsey, people like that would get trouble all the time, wouldn't they? So, as far as I'm concerned, you've got to have an opinion, you've got to be yourself, haven't you? Be true to yourself. You can't sit on fences. Like there's promoters who I know who live near me, they want to say something but they daren't because they've got no backbone. Whereas me, I say something, don't I? You've got to be yourself. What's the worst thing that could happen? Knock me out. They can't make me any uglier, can they? Right? I've already got teeth knocked out, ear bit off, top of my ear. That was my cousin. Teeth, yeah, they fell out them, they weren't knocked out. Look, they can't make me any uglier. Dinner. So, but yeah, so keep on trucking. And I'm not going to be playing snooker today, I'm having withdrawal symptoms. It's a great game, isn't it, snooker? Keep on trucking and we will see you soon. Thanks to my mate Rico for editing this. Shout out to my sponsors, kofficial.com. That's DOTCOM.com spelt. And shout out to his kids that subscribe to Porky's Corner. Don't forget to subscribe, Porky's Corner YouTube, it's free. And we're not registered to make money off views, unlike IFL, Behind the Gloves, Bayloric TV. Although Ingram does deserve it, he's a hard worker. He is a very talented kid. Shout out Ingram, he's a good kid. Although he does put James Ali Bashir on too much on his channel. He's in love with James Ali Bashir. Anyway, the next show I'm going to be at is going to be Haye Fury. I'm going to be ringside for Haye's fight against Sam Sexton next Saturday. Now today's Sunday, this should be out Monday or Tuesday. Next Saturday I'm going to be at Haye Fury's fight. If anybody wants to come and join me, I will be staying at the Bolton Whites Hotel in a suite. And on the Sunday we're going to be having a so me and Dennis are going to be stopping at Bolton White's Hotel watching Haye Fury beat Sam Sexton for the British, and then moving into the rankings in one of the governing bodies and pushing towards getting an eliminator for a certain belt that somebody that either Joshua or Wilder's got. Which governing body I can't tell you, but I'm looking forward to Haye winning and beating Sexton next Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new Haye Fury, because things have changed for Haye at the moment. His style's changed a little bit. Peter's done a few tweaks, and people are going to be pleasantly surprised how good Haye looks. He's a different guy altogether. As I've just said, people are going to be surprised how he looks. He's punching harder than ever. I don't know if it's because he's 23. He's 24 in September this year, so he's going to be 24 in 4 months. Now hopefully he'll have had he's had how many fights? He's had 21 fights, hasn't he? His 22nd fight, he'll be 21-0 next week. Haye's hoping to fight July, September, so hopefully he'll fight when he's 24 in September, and he'll be 23-1, and he should be ranked in top 10 then in one of governing bodies. He'll get a couple of wins under his belt. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how he's adapted. I watched him train very closely, Haye. I sat watching with my good friend Frank Smith, and we watched him, and I watched him on speedball with Frank. I watched him spar Rico, Verhoeven. No, I didn't actually. I watched Rico on the pads with Peter. I went home when they sparred, but I've seen him train with Rico. I didn't see him spar, but I've seen him on pads with his dad, and I've seen some of the stuff that he's worked on with his dad. And his dad's a very technical trainer, very good. I can see how Peter Fury, Haye's dad, has learnt and picked stuff up all the time and moved forward. Now if you sit down with Peter Fury, he'll talk boxing with you all day, because he's a boxing purist like myself. Loads of little things that I pick up, I talk to Peter about all the time. Say for instance, some training methods that I'll read up on, and I'll say, what about this? He'll either say that's good or that's not good, or he just soak it up like a sponge, Peter. But a couple of things that I've seen him do with Haye, I've seen Haye do it 3 or 4th time, and then on the 4th time he'd pick it up very quick. So he's got a good boxing brain, Haye, and like his dad, he'll soak things up like a sponge. You can always learn all the time and evolve in boxing. How can I explain it? For instance, if I went to a gym and I was sat with Peter Fury and I said, "Oh Peter, what about this? What about doing this?" And he could say, he could turn around to me quite easily and say, "What are you going on about? What do you know?" But he'll sit there and he'll listen. Peter, he'll say, "Yeah, that's alright that," or he'll go "Pff." But he'll listen and he'll give you your 60 seconds. That's why I like him. Plus we've both done some porridge, haven't we? So we get on. But he'll sit and he'll listen. Now you're always evolving, aren't you, in boxing? You're always picking things up. For instance, I'll ask Chris Smedley stuff all the time now. He's trained loads of people, hasn't he? Same as Josh Wales' dad. He's got a good amateur pedigree, hasn't he, for training them. And look what he's done with Josh. They don't just dismiss you. Even Steffi Bull. And I'm up and down with Steffi Bull. He'll tell you straight, or go, "Yeah, or oh, you're mad, you're mad, you." Because he gets that off Liam Gallagher, doesn't he? But they'll listen and they'll soak it up. Say for instance, I was the one who got everybody wearing black gloves. Ask Carl Froch, ask anybody in boxing. A black glove, right, coming round, if you're fighting somebody in a boxing ring, a black glove, you're there, coming there, you see it there. A black glove, you'll see it later because it's dark. And round the pupil of your eyes, dark. Now, you might be talking 0.000128 of a hundredths of a thousand of a second, but it could be in difference between hitting you with a certain bit of power and still hitting you, but not with as much power, because it's not going to be the difference between hitting and missing, because it's that fine. It's that minute, the difference between a red glove and a black glove. That's why it's better to wear black gloves, because the naked eye, it sees the black glove that bit later. Now, I discovered this ages ago on a scientific program, and I thought, well, if that program can suss that out, what must it be like? It was something to do with aerodynamics, some aeroplanes in the sky or whatever, these pilots. And I thought, so I sent this question, well, what if it were a black glove and not red? And it was still the same. The naked eye sees a black glove that bit later. So straight away, I rung Carl Froch. Carl, you're not going to believe this. He went, oh yeah, nice one, Porky, yeah. What did he go and do, Carl? Tweet him, Carl Froch. He went out and he fought Kessler, didn't he? In red gloves in Denmark. He got beat. Now we all know he flew in under ash cloud. He was 6 pounds overweight. Flew in, took the weight off, blah de blah. He got beat, didn't he? I thought he won. Showtime had him winning by 2 rounds. I had him winning by 4 rounds, but I'm biased, aren't I? You could say 3 rounds, I suppose. That's being conservative. But he dropped Kessler, didn't he? They didn't give it as a drop. But it didn't make much difference on the scoring anyway. They had him getting hammered, didn't they? But to cut a long story short, ever since then, the first Kessler fight, he wore red. You've never seen Carl Froch in another pair of gloves that weren't black. He wore black all the way through. After that, for the Arthur Abraham fight, Glenn Johnson, Ward, Boutte, Mack, Yusuf Mack, Kessler, Groves. 8 fights on trot, he wore black. 8 fights on trot. So, yeah, I know he got beat against Ward. 2 judges had it 7 rounds to 5, fair enough. Ward should have had points took off. If Ward had had a point took off, or 2 points took off, it would have been a draw. And that should have been a draw, that fight. He should have had points took off. But I won't let that go, will I, that one, will I? But no, I'm telling you now, black gloves is the way forward. Yeah, black gloves. But but yeah, so we're going to see, aren't we? But getting back to boxing, and you're always learning, aren't you, all the time? John Fuchs, he's a good trainer, but he's not had his big break yet, has he, in pros? He'll get his break, him, John Fuchs. But Chris Smedley, he's starting to make his way in pros game now after being a decorated amateur trainer, isn't he? So what moves they make with Liam now for Chris Smedley is going to be very, very important. Very, 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 very important. And I think at the bottom of my heart that Chris Smedley, I think he could go all the way. I think Liam beats the European guy. I think he beats Wellburn or Langford. If they have a rematch, Liam beats them both. He's already flogged Langford, so his tail's up, innit? Wellburn or Langford, if they rematch, Liam flogs them both, or the winner. He beats the Polish guy for European. He's then sitting, waiting for Golovkin, isn't he? Waiting for IBF, probably knowing Dennis, it'll be IBF. You're waiting for IBF to call a mandatory. So, what we got here? Who's that? Yeah, so, but we'll see, won't we? We'll see, won't we? But as far as I'm concerned, it's a good fight, right? Liam Cameron against Reece Cartwright, it's a great fight. But anyway, we'll see. But getting back to that, what we're talking about with Peter, you'll sit and listen to you, Peter, what ideas you've got. they're not going to dismiss you. They give everybody respect in that gym. Everybody. Peter, the guy with the beard, Asif, he's a nice guy. All nice guys. But it's a good setup, that gym there. Everybody's happy, they all work hard. I'm looking forward to seeing Savannah Marshall fight next Saturday. She'll win. And I think she beats Clarissa Shields again. She's already beat her once, so she's got edge on her, hasn't she? Styles make fights. Now, Tony Bellew says that he beats Carl Froch in a fight because styles make fights. Now, when they sparred, it was 4 years ago. They started sparring when obviously he signed him, when Matchroom signed Tony Bellew. Froch and Bellew used to spar. Bellew was obviously the bigger man. Froch walks about 12.5 stone. We all know that Bellew walks about 15 stone, don't we? But Froch has never hit the deck in sparring, and he's only hit the deck twice in his career. Jermaine Taylor and Groves, they're the only ones to drop him, aren't they? Robin Reed would have dropped him when they fought, but when Froch's brains were scrambled at the end of round 4, it was the end of the round. Carl walked back to the wrong corner, he was like that. Now, Robin didn't have a chance to jump on him, did he? That would have been his 3rd knockdown, but he's never been knocked down more than twice. He's never been down in sparring, and I know the sparring stories between Carl Froch and Tony Bellew, so I can assure you that Tony Bellew had it put on him. But Tony Bellew won the fighter he is today because he was fighting at a lesser weight. So I don't want to turn this into a Tony Bellew video where I'm hating on him, because he can fight, can't he? But I think people are getting carried away with the Tony Bellew story. Because who has he beat? As I said at the beginning of the video, who has Tony Bellew beat? Who? David Haye? Come on. Retired 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Who's he beat? We're talking 10 years since his last win against Enzo Maccarinelli. What's he done since then? He's not done anything. He beat John Ruiz. Come on. And Audley. And that Value F. Come on. Talking to Big Porky. I'm not going to fall for that rubbish. Utter rhubarb. I hadn't used that word for a bit, rhubarb. Utter rhubarb. Fucking listening to that shit. But 2 seconds, let me crack one open. What are we on here? 13 minutes. Go shop and get me another 6 of them. 6 bottles. Go on, wait to your mothers. Don't get me cider, get me beer. But now, who has? Right. Who's Bellew beat? Come on, I'm getting carried away here. He's had 3 pay-per-views on Sky, and none of them have been for a belt. I mean, how much longer can we put up with this? Rhubarb! Utter rhubarb! When are we going to get the weekly blast, Porky, from last night? Ryan Younger. I'm doing it as... How do you spell doing? I'm doing. D-R-A-N-G. Doing it I'm doing it as we speak, Ryan. When are we gonna get the weekly blast on last night? Want to know your feelings. I'm doing it as we speak, and I'm going to blow the lid off British boxing. And I'm going to blow the lid off British boxing. And not bother. And I'm not bothered if Dennis sacks me. Or if Matchroom area I'm not bothered if Matchroom, Eddie, Sky Sports Boxing, Johnny Nelson, or Bellew complain. Yeah, because I had Tony Bellew, didn't we, ringing up Dennis. Tony Bellew rung Dennis Hobson, who I work with in boxing. Let's get this straight, right? I work with Dennis in boxing. I've been with Dennis 37 months. And I've learnt a lot. Now, my job is to sit and learn off Dennis. And he teaches me a lot of things. And we've built it into a friendship where we're like brothers. There's pictures of me and Dennis all over my house. My kids and Dennis's kids are like that. They get on great. They're all the same age. Dennis's kids are 6 and 4, and my 2 twins are 5-year-olds, so they all play together. He gets married obviously in January. My daughter Ruby is a bridesmaid at his wedding, so we're going to be flying out to his wedding. There'll be a few other people from boxing there, some friends, Peter Fury and his son are going to be there. There'll be other people there, boxing people. Dennis is a close group of friends. He don't trust that many people in boxing. Chris Smedley, he's close with Dennis. There's a tight group of people who work in boxing who he trusts. He gets on with Steffi Bulwell at the moment. I didn't think they'd get on again. I brought them back together. Ryan Rhodes and Dennis are like that. Dennis always says, "Oh, learn off Ryan. He knows what he's on with." But try and learn what you can what's off Peter and Chris Smedley. And I've done all sorts of jobs in boxing. I've done MC work at weigh-ins. I've done matchmaking work, even though I ain't got a matchmaker's licence. They've refused me a licence for everything, haven't they, board? I've helped him do promoting stuff, press releases, anything boxing related. I've learnt the best I can off him. But we argue like cat and dog. I slam phone down on him, I block him, I scream, I've called him a cunt on phone, I've done all sorts. But he's my mate, innit? No matter what, when all's said and done, when everybody stops screaming and shouting and whatever, put boxing to the side, he's my mate, innit? And if you ask anybody, ask Michelle in office, she'll tell you he's my mate. Like, Dennis and Michelle are mates, aren't they? He'll put his mates before anybody then. But there's a lot of people in boxing that are there for that, aren't they? They're there for that, like that Richard Poxon who was a no good cunt. who used to work with Dennis. Ambrose Mendy is another one. People come and they takers. We call them woodpeckers. Woodpeckers because they're there pecking away like a woodpecker. Peck, 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 peck. Well, I'm not like that, am I? So what I do in boxing, I look like a fucking angel, don't I, outside of this lot? Because I don't take. Nah, I've heard Bellew and Haye, they've got a good relationship, they trust each other, but they argue like cat and dog about money. Well, we don't argue about money, we argue about what should be done, what's the right thing. That's wrong. Well, I want to do it this way. Oh, you're not going to listen to me, Russell, you're not going to listen, don't do that. It'll be a nightmare. But I have to go my own way, don't you? I'm 48-year-old. You've got to go your own way. But yes, I learn off him. And I ain't going to shaft him back like all the rest of them. Look at Liam Cameron and Chris Smedley. They've been there from day one, haven't they, with Dennis? You know what I mean? Loyalty. Because when, you know, when we're all 70-year-old and we're all... Ain't it good we can all have a laugh about this, can't we? When people are watching YouTube on the watch. Look at that, YouTube. Look at you, Porky. Do you remember that interview you did about saying Eddie Hearn were wrong on Porky? Look, 2018, look. I go, oh yeah, that was about 30 years ago, that. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all going to be dead, aren't we, in 50 years, so who gives a fuck? Do you know what I mean? But I'm doing it as we speak, and I'm going to blow the lid off British boxing, and I'm not bothered if Den sacks me, or if Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, Sky, Johnny Nelson, Tony Bellew. No, I ain't got a problem with that last night. All I've got a problem with is the fact that it were a fucking rip-off, wasn't it? You can't say that weren't a rip-off last night. I don't give a hoot what anybody says. It were a rip-off, total rip-off. 20 quid for that is shocking. Shocking. Now, listen mate, I don't know what you've been sniffing. Dennis puts on proper shows. Our first show of 2018 is next month. Our third Dennis put. Listen mate. Dennis. then puts on proper shows. Listen mate, then puts on proper shows. Third show out here is June 16th, Doncaster Dome. Yeah, people on social media, they can tend to have an opinion, can't you? It's like myself, we've become like the people who have suddenly got a voice, haven't they? Now, people like Eddie Hearn, they tap into that voice, don't they? For example, how can I explain it? Eddie Hearn will know how to manipulate social media because he'll employ a lot of people to run various accounts on Twitter to put stuff out there for him. It saves him having to pay newspaper people, because everybody deals with things on the phone, don't they? Whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everybody deals with things like that on the phone. So like, say for instance, when a drug dealer gets arrested, the first thing the police want is his phone. All they want is girlfriend's phone to get his number, to get into his phone. These are dangerous things. If you're a drug dealer, these are dangerous. If you murder somebody, this will give you away. You don't even have to phone anybody. It just needs a signal from a transmitter. And if somebody's tweeted you at any time, even if you don't phone anybody, that will pick it up where that tweet come from, and it'll pinpoint you. So these are dangerous things. So Eddie Hearn's looked at this and thought, this is the way forward. He don't need to pay Daily Mirror to put anything in there, or the Sun newspaper. Remember years ago, Frank Warren and Mickey Duff, they put things in the Sun, weren't they? Saturday morning you'd open the paper, Bruno against Witherspoon, 1986, the tail of the tape, blah de blah. They pay thousands to get in the Sun. People will open that paper, the Sun newspaper, that morning, they'll want a gut fight, or they'll want to watch it on TV. And then back in them days, there were only 3 or 4 TV channels, weren't there, or 5. Now you've got internet and there's not much to do. But they've capitalised on this, Matchroom. People having a phone and social media. Now his dad didn't get it at the first, now his dad gets it now. And they've moved forward with that. He's surrounded himself with the right people. It's like Dennis. He's surrounded himself with me, and I've surrounded myself with people that are a bit modern. For example, I brought Rico, who does the editing for this at Lead Right, I brought him into the fold because we were tweeting each other, and some of the things that he came out with were pretty good, and I thought, he knows what he's on with him. So I spoke to Dennis, I said, why don't we bring Rico on board and he can help me? And my job with Dennis is I get lists of fighters and I'll put possibilities to him, and I'll fire them at him left, right and centre, and he'll ask me a question and he'll say, who's his manager? And I'll know that already. But when at first I'd say, oh, I don't know, I'd have to go check. But now we've got it off to a T now. When I put anything to him, he'll say, who's he managed by? I'll say so and so, so and so. For instance, some guy who Frankie Gavin were going to fight for IBO. We got him the IBO belt. It was Laszlo Toth and Kroll, some German guy in Hamburg, were his manager. I had his email, his phone number, the fact that I knew he was his manager, I knew he were available, he was already in camp, he'd had a fight cancelled. That were one possibility, and that fight broke down and it ended up another guy who Frankie were going to fight, but something happened at last minute. I don't know the full story, but it's my job to make it possible, to find out the information, and along with Rico we make it possible, and he does a lot of other things that's good for us, Rico. And we work as a team, and we're trying to create something with Free Sports to build it up. Now we've got it to the stage now where Dennis has had 3 shows on Freeview, Free Sports. The 4th show is a joint venture with Steffi Bull. Now Steffi Bull, 6 months ago, when I used to mention this to him, he'd go, he didn't want to know, he didn't want to work with Dennis. That's Steffi Bull for you. Well, I don't want to work with Dennis. I don't work with anybody, Russ. Okay, Steffi, no problem. Well, all of a sudden now, Steffi wants to work with Dennis, doesn't he? Why is that? 6 months ago, he couldn't stand him. Couldn't stand him. Well, why not? Things have gone on in the past. He didn't want to know, did he? Now I said, look, Steffi, we're going to get TV. Yeah. You said it about BBC, didn't you, Russ? Well, we've got it, haven't we now? Free Sports. And what happened? What's happened? Steffi's been on every show except one, hasn't he? So he knows where his bread's buttered, doesn't he? Because he doesn't want to get a TV deal for himself, does he? He doesn't want to go it on his own because it's too expensive, isn't it? And you can understand that. When he's got the fighters and he's earning mega money for TV money, yeah. But Steffi earns a lot of money, but he didn't want to risk it, does he? He'd rather piggyback. He'd rather put his fighters on a show with Dennis to build up to that, which is good, isn't it? Because he's only from around here, isn't he, like me? Whereas Dennis, he's on a different level, isn't he? He's on your Eddie Hearn level, although he ain't got the fighters. So that's good that Steffi wants to do that. He's sort of treading water in it to see how it goes. But eventually, they'll do alright. He's on the shop floor, isn't he, every day? He's got his gym down here, he's mega busy. And we're going to see what he's made of, aren't we? I think that Josh Whale, he'll be back in new season, probably September. And he's ready for a world title now, or a European, isn't he? So let's see if they can. Let's see if Dennis and Steffi can deliver for Josh, because he's ready for a European title, isn't he, or a world title, or an eliminator. That's what he's ready for. But all them people that are critical last few weeks, I don't know what's the matter with them. People can send me direct messages, pure disgusting. I've saved every one of them. And I showed a pal of mine yesterday and he went, "You don't put up with that, do you?" And I said, "Yeah, that's what I have to put up with." That is the sickness of social media. Some of the things are like, because I don't want to get people involved, I've put them to one side. But I swear to God, honestly, some of the tweets are disgusting, proper disgusting. But that's another story, isn't it? It's there's sick individuals out there, isn't there? Well, what can you do? That's one of the things, isn't it? What can you do? But getting back to that last night, I know I keep harping back to it, it's ingrained in my head, the fraudulentness of it. People in boxing who daren't say a word. Imagine that, all them licence holders who daren't say a fucking word. They daren't say a word. All them licence holders, all them boxers, all them media guys, and I'm talking boxers who I know, boxers who live local to me, they watched that last night and they knew it were a load of old crap. But they don't send out there because they want to work with them, don't they? I don't want to fucking work with Sky, do me a favour. I don't give a fuck about Sky already earn. There has to be a them and us. There can't all be one big family We're not all going to sit here, are we, like IFL and say, we want to work with everybody! We want to work with everybody, we want to get on with everybody! Do me a favour! Do me a fucking favour! We want to get on with everybody! Fucking what? You're blowing smoke up Frank's arse and Eddie's arse. And now you're blowing smoke up Tyson Fury's arse. But you didn't go to you didn't go to Huey Fury's press conference. You sent the other one, Elder. Do me a fucking favour. Jesus Christ, man. We want to work with everybody. Jesus. Don't give me that one. Eh? Coogie Bear? He's been Eddie Hearn's mole for the last 8 years. Do me a favour. Jesus Christ. He registered for views to get money. Come on. And June 16th, Doncaster. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, boxing at the moment, fucking load of shit, wasn't it, that last night? Load of crap. The funny thing about it is, you've got Charlie Giles there. I met that Charlie Giles. He says to me, I goes, do you want a drink? He goes, yeah, I want a gin and tonic with a green slice of lemon. I goes, yeah, alright. And then he grabbed my arm and he goes, make sure you tell him it's green lemon. What? Green lemon? I said, Dennis, what's he going on about him? He goes, oh, just get him green lemon. Green lemon? What's all that about? Eh? Ain't it enough that these British Boxing Board of Control people, they take bottles of wine back to the room at hotels and stuff like that? It's just one big piss up to them, innit? Oh, a lot of them are pricks. Pricks, a lot of them. Pricks. I should be sat next to the ginger. No. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, mate, load of tools, mate. That last night was shocking. Proper shocking. How can they keep getting away with that, man? How can they get away with that? Hey, they can't keep getting away with that. They've got to stop. That's got to stop, hasn't it? Come on, that's got to stop. They just can't keep doing that, can they? To what they're doing. It's bad, isn't it? I think it's bad, mate. I just think it's so bad. But you know, it's one of them things, isn't it? Stuff happens, doesn't it, in boxing? It's how you deal with it, innit? I suppose. It's but on a good note, I'm looking forward to seeing Huey's fight on Saturday. It's a good fight against Sexton, but I think Huey beats him. I think Huey stops him late on. That's what I think happens. But I'd say the safer bet would be Huey on points and he gets some rounds under his belt, because he hasn't really had that many rounds, has he, Huey? Well, he had 12 rounds in 2 years. That's not a lot of rounds, is it, that? I know he's trained in that and he's a good trainer, but you need rounds, don't you? If you don't get rounds in, you can't sharpen your tools, can you? But I'm looking forward to that show, and it'll be coming out of darkness into lightness, because when you're watching that last night and they're serving that load of rubbish up, I mean, I hadn't even been on and looked at some of them interviews from last night, because it's so cringe. People don't have an opinion there. The Paulie Malignaggi, he's the closest person I've seen to hammering the show, but he has worded it so it makes him look like he's still got his foot in the door. He's not going to rock the boat, is he? Macklin's not going to rock the boat, is he? Matthew Macklin. Spencer Fearon said it's one of the best shows he's ever been to. So that's Spencer Fearon. Malignaggi is not going to rock the boat. He's tried to be critical, but it's a backhanded compliment. Load of shit. Johnny Nelson, least said about him the better. Adam Smith, oh my god. Classy operator! Linares! He's a tool. Shocking from Gareth Davis, Ron Lewis, Jeff Powell, all them media guys, Nick Parkinson at Daily Star, Bob Westdale at Sheffield, all that lot. Why don't they ask the proper questions? Why don't they ask the proper questions to these people? Why not? How can you get these people pouring shite, utter shite on like that? Fucking unbelievable. And getting away with it. Total utter crap. I don't even want to, I'm not even gonna phone any Steve Wellens, Smidu, Tommy the Guru Allen, Andy Patterson. I'm not going to DM them or phone them or out to say get me on pod, because I'm that fuming. I don't even want to talk about it after I've done this video. I'm just going to sink a few in my man cave, or I call this the bat cave, but it's my man shed. I don't want to speak to any of them. I don't want to speak to any of them at all. At all. It's just utter crap. It's utter crap. How can they just get away with that? How can they get away with that? Get away with it. And actually, how can Eddie Hearn do a post-fight press conference like what he's just done? I think that everything's going to be alright. Hey. Hey? That's how you pick it up. Watch. When you're playing badminton, it goes down to your foot, like that. Shit. How can they get away with that? But, no, I just... James Prince. He's manager, isn't he, for Andre Ward. Wonder if that's all to do with him, Prince. But yeah, utter crap. Total utter crap. Hey up, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Where you been?
We've been to Grandma's.
You been Grandma's?
Wow.
Whoa! Wave to the camera. Wave. Say hello.
Hello.
Stand here and say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Stand here, Reg. Stand round here. Wave. Say hello.
Hello.
Say you're on Porky's corner. Go on.
I don't want to say it.
Why don't you want to say it?
I don't want to.
Don't you want to be on Porky's gang? No, why not?
I do.
Do you want to be in Porky's gang?
Yeah, I remember.
Because you look like Porky, don't you?
Yeah.
Give us a kiss.
Bit.
Give us a kiss. Give me a kiss. Go on, clear off while I finish up. Clear off.
That's how we like.
Let's go.
So that's about it really. Family here now, so got to pack the man cave away. So that show last night was terrible, but tune in to Huey's fight on Channel 5 next week. I'll be there ringside, look out for me. I'll have a suit on and I'll be at the weigh-in. If anybody wants to ask me anything, or anybody don't like my videos or anything, or anybody wants to sponsor me, we don't want money, but we'll wear goods. We don't do boxing for money, so alright, you take care, keep on trucking. I'm going to down a few of these now.